Representative Book has been working on the VLT issue for a number of months, and given what the franchise fees will be raising and the additional revenue work that they've done, I feel confident that they will raise that amount of resources. But I think it's important to remember that we have offered a budget proposal. We are here today challenging the Senate to offer us an alternative. It is their responsibility, if they're going to reject the proposal put forth by the House Democrats, to offer something. We've not heard from them, as you know.
If you look at these temporary budgets that we have, we're now in this temporary budget, and even if we're maybe next week there might be another temporary budget. What about that kind of budgeting? Is there a sense of urgency, and is that costing the state money in the long run?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear all of what you said. Could you please repeat?
The temporary budgets. Right now we're under a temporary budget. There might be another one next week. Is there a sense of urgency in passing a real budget? And if there is, these temporary budgets, are they costing the state more in the long run?
Absolutely, and I apologize, I just didn't hear you earlier. But the interim budgets that we've been forced to pass because we have not received a counter proposal from them are costing $8 million a week just in Medicaid dollars. The food banks is costing money there. The ELI program is one program that we cannot use the interim budget for because it's all related to TANF dollars. There are certain things that if it goes on for too much longer will completely put the program at risk for its future viability.
Is it federal dollars that you wouldn't be able to draw down?
Well, with the Medicaid dollars, it is federal dollars that we wouldn't be able to draw down, and there are some issues with the TANF dollars in an interim budget and would not be able to use some of those dollars during this period of time.
Is there the concern that if you do pass a VLT proposal as the governor proposed, that money will get tied up in court through challenges and you'll be back in the same boat that you are now anyways?
Well, I think that that's why we have to do it legislatively. I think that the legislative authority, that it is cleaner legally if we do this legislatively. I think we clearly can do that, and that will take that issue off the table. And we also need to do it legislatively to give the investors the opportunity to make the investment in Ohio, get the resources they need from Wall Street or other lenders, and make certain that they get the return on the dollar. As you know, with an executive order, it's only as good as that governor is in office. Legislatively, it's good until the legislature changes their laws. And I've been up here now for 5 years, and I see that it can be very difficult to pass laws at different times.
Do you believe that the hearings that the Senate is about to begin on the slots proposal are good faith hearings that could move toward resolution of this?
I have no idea. I would not comment on the credibility of their motives.
You do, but you don't see that as being the beginning of an alternative, or?
Well, I invite that. I hope that when they go through their VLT process, that they come to a conclusion that this is a very viable option to generate revenue in a way that hurts Ohioans the least possible. And I hope that does occur.
You mentioned the early learning initiative. The governor framework would already abolish that. So are you going to have people talk about what the governor's plan would cut out as well as what additional cuts would cut out?
I will just tell you that negotiations have occurred on lots of the budget, and many items we have come to agreement on. And that is probably one of them.
So is that back in the budget now?
Well, there's no budget right now, but it's something that both sides support.
Is there the concern that by holding these hearings on what pain the Senate cuts might bring, that the Senate might look at that as kind of a slight towards them and make them want to push their deals even more in this negotiation process?
You know, I can't comment on what the Senate is or isn't going to think. The only thing I know is that last Friday, the Senate President said that he doesn't support VLTs, and he has not offered an alternative for a balanced budget for us to pass. And our constitutional deadline was last night at midnight, and that didn't seem to matter.